Shalom. Back again, Sons of Yahweh's camp, on the Sabbath, in the midst of teeth of Babylon, right? Doing a sit-down lesson, and just want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. Yahweh is the most high power of Israel, and Yahushua, his so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and he's the savior of the nation of Israel, right? So also want to say peace and blessings to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, woe to the other nations, and I'm Lamad, and to my close right, Brother Benaiah Howard, and to my far right,
Hadab,
to my left, Karab, and behind the camera, Gone. So back again, just trying to keep the nation of Israel abreast of what's going on around you, right? Some other people hate to read, but that's what we're here for. We the watchmen. We here to blow the trumpet and let everybody know what's going on, right? Because the time is at hand. The day of the Lord is at hand, and World War III is at your doorstep, and it's time for you to get yourself together. And so, but also we got other things that's still smoldering in the background that you might have thought was over or forgot about, right? So I'm just doing another U.S.-Mexico border update, right? And we're just going to, compare and contrast that with what you heard, what's going on around, and filter it through the scriptures, like we always do, prophesying the downfall of America, right? Because it's these types of things that's going to continue to build civil unrest and make people ready to go to war, right? Keeping y'all uncomfortable, right, with this truth. All right, so let's start out with Hosea 4:6.
This is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children.
That's right. Right? So the Most High's chosen people, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, right, are destroyed, particularly here in Babylon, right? Babylon the Great, also known as the Great Melting Pot, right? Also known as the Land of Confusion and the Great Whore and all the other nicknames, right? But we rejected the knowledge, and now, as a nation, we become unrighteous, right? Wicked, going off, lost, right? And all the other adjectives that describe so-called blacks, Hispanics, and niggers, right? Down on the bottom of the totem pole here in America, right? And so that's why we need to hear these words from the servants, the prophets, right? And take heed, because so-called white man in other nations is not your friend, okay? And so let's go to Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 10, verse 8 and 9.
This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
That's right. And so we got to stop dealing unrighteously, right? Causing injuries to one another, right? Both emotional, physical, mental, right? We got to come together because we got to get our kingdom back, right? It needs to be translated back to us. And it's going to happen sooner than later, so you run out of time to get yourself together, all right? That was it on that one?
Yes, on 9, verse number 9.
Okay, 9.
Verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
Right. So we got a lot of proud Negroes out here and Latinos, you know, thinking that they made it and they doing great here in America. Well, all that can change in just a blink of an eye, right? So why sell your soul, sell yourself, give up your vows at some wicked Hollywood party to try to break through into a dying industry in a dying land, right? Because this place is circling the drain, right? You know, if you haven't looked at the news lately, now's time for you to start keeping these commandments, becoming a practicing Israelite, right? Start praying, fellowshipping, worshiping the Most High, power of Israel, and keeping these commandments to the best of your ability. Having a faith in Yahweh Shai, right? Because you need all those things to make it out of here, right? And not be destroyed right along with the heathens, okay? So, you know, a lot of people selling out, and this is crunch time, people. Now's when you're supposed to be coming in, getting stronger and stronger, not falling out and running the other direction, right? You know, you got a tall price to pay for that, especially when you've been teaching or you've been understanding that you're an Israelite, right? But you just been riding the fence, or you just been sitting back, right, watching the other brothers do the heavy lifting. You know, hey, the day of the Lord is at hand, right? So, give me Matthew 16, 26 to 27.
This is St. Matthew chapter 16, starting with verse 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Yeah, you want to gain this world is almost out of here, right? Your soul is all you got. And, you know, you're going to need that. I mean, because, hey, time is at hand. You know, I got so many thoughts going in my head right now. I'm trying to stay on track. But, you know, you just got to stay on point. Read on.
For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Verse 27. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works.
That's right. So you're going to be rewarded according to your works, right? Because, you know, you got to have faith, but faith without works is dead, so you need them both, okay? And you can't make a deal with the devil, people. One of our main problems is not identifying our enemy, you know? So we holding hands and trying to make amends and make excuses and justify the actions of the so-called white man and his cronies, right, the other nations, for all the wickedness that he's doing all over the earth, particularly to the Most High's chosen people, right? We gotta wake up, you know. Wake up out of your sleep, right? So, give me John 10 and 10.
This is John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly.
That's right. So quit holding hands with the thief of the world, right? With the destroyer of the world. Man who rapes, robs, pillages, and leaves nothing but destruction and turmoil in his wake. You see? Theft and destruction is what they're programmed to do. So you gotta make sure you keep them at an arm's length, right? You don't want to partake of his plagues, right? So let's get into this article, right? And it's just going to demonstrate some of the wickedness and the hatred that the wicked man, the man of perdition, has against the children of Israel, right? And it's particularly at this point focused, or according to this article, you know, we focus on the northern kingdom, but so-called black and Haitian man, you know, you ain't free and clear, right? you've been enemy number one to so-called white man. And that has not changed, right? He just now